Hey all, Kyle here at Ace in the Desert, and we're back with you for another Star Challenge video. So, we're going to start with a 6-board Star Challenge. We lost the last one by a few, but we didn't play that badly upon analysis, so we're going to hope to play goodly and hopefully win, and try to beat up on some stronger players. Or, I shouldn't say stronger, but strong. So let's begin. We have 15. When you have 15, and you're going to game force, I like to pattern out, which means starting with clubs first and bypassing the 4-card major, because you don't want to distort your strength when you're game forcing. You want to focus on finding fit, because if you have fit and partner has the requisite extras for you, you might have slam. So, best to start being a natural pattern bidder. So we'll show our spade stopper. Partner shows like 6-4. And our short suits, of course, so we'll go for 3 now. 4 hearts might be right with only one spade stop, but there's no reason not to think partner has like a good honor doubleton for us, or double honor doubleton. So, alright, where are we counting our tricks from? It looks like our tricks are going to come from partner's hand, actually. And looks like they're gonna come by setting up the red suits. So we're gonna win the spade. And I think it's best to start working on diamonds, because maybe if our entries get distorted in the north hand, we could set up our clubs instead of hearts. And also, we also gain the benefit of, if the king of diamonds is on side with this line, crossing back more, we're setting up good diamonds in the north hand, which we want to do. They continue to attack spades. We can and should unblock diamonds. That's actually counter tricks here, because it's imps. Maybe that's debatably something I should have done from the beginning. So we have 4 more tricks. And we need one more. There's 3 spades out. So we can afford to lose, like, what, 2 spades and 2 hearts? I think is pretty fair. So we have entry problems. We're going to knock out the heart. We're getting the spade shift as predicted. So this point in the hand, I have 1 more spade to cash, which we're going to give them, and we're going to hope they're end played in clubs or have to throw us in with the good hearts on the board. So we're giving them their spade, we're giving them their heart, and then now we have a lock play because he has to lead into one of our holdings. So we held on to made this. There's a lot of lines at work here. One reason that it's hard to attack hearts is because if hearts aren't 3-3, you struggle to set them up. And eventually, if they keep working on spades, they're going to get their good spade, 2 hearts, maybe 3 if they're 4-2, and you have to lose a spot. And then if the diamond's off, it's off, that's down 1. So really, what I want to do is keep an open line, give them a chance to go wrong by attacking a suit that could give us a trick. And you saw we didn't get it till trick 12, but we got it. They had to attack clubs for us. So here we have 15, I think, if I counted it while looking at my notification. And that's good enough for a no trump. West shows a single suited hand, which we're worried it could be like hearts. Part of it's 3 now, not knowing what their long suit is, but alarm bell should be ringing because partners basically denied a 4-card major here. So we should be concerned about long hearts running. But also, we really have nowhere to run or hide. We don't have a 5-card suit. We don't have a way to ask partner if they have a 4-card minor. Partner could have ace, king, queen third of hearts, or king third, or queen third. So we have to kind of assume we have a stopper. It's duplicate. Everyone's in the same auction as us, especially at the other table, because given we know our opponent's going to be in the same situation, We're not gonna like do something crazy and go to a minor when we may be cold for 3 now, and 5 and minor might not mix. So okay, our fears are pretty much realized. We don't make 5 clubs, right, or 5 diamonds, because they can take 2 hearts and a club. But we tried. Oh dear lord. 8, 10, 11. They have 8 hearts to run. Right off the top. Oh my god. What the hell? Fucking yikes. And the clubs have to be offside. I can't imagine West of 8 clubs and the ace or queen of, or 8 hearts and the ace or queen of clubs. My friend Daniel will appreciate this. 11 count. Don't have to open this, playing standard. But it's also a best hand tournament, so in best hand tournaments, I like to open these because I can usually safely pass partners one of a major or equivalent. West shows a preemptive hand in clubs, and we're fine with that. So we're going to defend this as best as we can. Spades look 5-4-4. Don't think that's a double 10. 5-4. I guess they could be 5. They should be 5-4-2-2. We gotta snatch our tricks as soon as possible, basically. Spade up. It's gonna shed a loser and partner's ruff. Partner may not even have a ruff. They should have a ruff. Spades don't. So partner should be roughing this. Good. I think it's basically known to do this at this point. Alright, we're setting this. I feel good about that. And we can't tap to clear his length because they started with 7. Even if they rough twice, they still have 1 more than me. Which means Declare has all trump. Alright, set at 1. Not bad. We really had a game in play there if the clubs weren't so awful, but they were. Basically have a game force here of a 5-card major in 12. Spot a spade, we'll new minor force to check back for a fit, and then we're going to game. And on and off we go into the humble unknown. Partner has a decent hand for us. Counting our tricks from the south hand, we're gonna lose club. Looks like we can really only lose 1 spade, especially in a spade lead. So we can afford to lose a club and a spade. But it also looks like we're going to lose 2 diamonds. So can we do... pretty much what my card sense was telling me. Getting a lot of notifications today. That's fun. There potentially could be a squeeze here if West has everything. Ooh. Okay. Almost a squeeze. Squeeze is when, if West had all the remaining hearts and clubs, we could make them pitch all of one before we had to decide what to play at Trick 13. So maybe they would have had to pitch. We're hoping they had to pitch all their hearts before us. And that was a show up squeeze, because if we essentially, you can think of a card to show up. Like, we want to see both the king and queen of clubs to show up in their hands for them to toss them, and then the jack's good on the board, or the 9 because the 10 had been played. That kind of thing. Show up squeezes are the easiest squeezes, because you can just, identify a card like that to look for. 15, Deja Vu, am I right? So this goes a little better. Alright, this isn't nearly as terrible as the last one. Doesn't look like we should lose any trump, at least. And we'd like to set up clubs to get rid of our diamond losers. So we need our trump as entries, and we want to also cater to Jack 4 offside. So we're gonna have to play clubs early before pulling trump. It doesn't off the bat feel like they can hurt us. We've cleared the clubs now, more or less. We've even probably identified that the jack of diamonds is over here. Okay, so we're going to pick up 4-1 trump. And instead of playing for clubs to split, because I don't think I've seen the club 9 or them hit the club, we're going to hook. And we're going to have to hook because they throw the jack on us. So we made it. And clubs were 4-2 with the 9 with West. So we picked a good line. So here we have some choices. I'm inclined to double to get both majors in the picture, because it's going to be hard to get spades in if I don't do that. If the heart suit was a little more lead directional, I consider just starting with a heart. And if it went like a diamond, 2 diamonds, I could, I could double, reopening double later. But I think I want to get spades in the picture immediately. Now, there's a style where you bid a heart, and there are great expert players that do that, so not doubting either method. Kit Woolsey advocates for this method, but he advocates it in his book Match Points, because he thinks it's more important to compete in the major for aggressively finding the part scorer, which is good at match points. I personally think it's good at imps, especially if the suit quality is worse for the simple overcall, but certainly isn't a dominating, isn't clearly a 100% right opinion. And we hit partner with spades. All right. We have a pretty clear invite at this point. We have good 15 points in support. 14 and a stiff, which is a good 17. So, if partner has anything, we want to be there. Now, if they had a crappy count with 4 spades and wastage and hearts and diamonds, then don't have to be there, but it seems right to try at least. So that looks suspiciously singleton. Remember, he started with a diamond opening. I think we cover anyway to force out the king. If they attack hearts with a ruff, we can pretty much safely duck a heart low. Pulling trump might be an issue, though we have a third club to rough back to the north hand to try to attack twice. The spade ace is most likely to be with East, given the bidding. So we're kind of safe, in all honesty. I'm worried about being tapped in diamonds. I'm not sure there's anything 100% I could do about this. I think I want to, knock out the ace of diamonds. Even if they throw me back in for club, things are still probably in a favorable position for me. I kind of want to just do that in case I need to cash the diamonds if for some reason I have trouble extracting all my hearts. Like, I might have to end up running the heart for one trick instead of setting them all up. Okay, so that's in my favor. Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to run the heart for my trick and pitch the third heart on the current third heart on the queen. I know it's like technically the fifth heart. Spades 4-1. If they could be, I'm still making it because I can run the heart. Okay. I think I need to run the heart now because we play ace of clubs, king of clubs, club rough, queen of diamonds, pitching. We need to run the heart now. They can extract one trump, but it's too late to set me. So I can rough a club and have a pitch. So it looks like we read the hand pretty well. Because we made it. I couldn't risk running spade to the 10 because if I lost a doubleton jack when I knew the ace was on side, that would be needlessly risking the contract. And that seemed, spades are still likely to split 3-2. I basically knew the heart was stiff. It felt more like I could guess that right than I could guess where the spade jack was. So I went with that. And with that, we're done with our 5th challenge against star players for the channel, and it's time to see our results. This felt like a pretty consistent one to me. I think we made some solid play on the last board. I don't think I did anything effing crazy on this. BBO is so slow. When I logged in, there was 40,000 people online, which is probably the most I've ever seen at once. I think the most I've seen is that I've really noticed is mid 30,000s. So I think we'll just have to be patient with BBO today. Checking my history worked last time. Let's see if it's in my tournament history already. All right, it is. Awesome. And we blanked them. All right, so today's tournament was against a player named Giuseppe. Sounds a little familiar. I guess it's just an Italian name. So we played a good Italian player. I don't know who Giuseppe is. If anyone knows, like normal, you can tell me. So, looks like board 1, we ended up in a similar place as I. He decided to start with a spade instead of bidding the clubs, maybe because the clubs weren't that good. But let's see how he played it, because this was a pretty tricky 3-0. So he got a club lead instead of a spade, which actually gives them more time to work on hearts, I think. But still good to go after diamonds first. Leave your options pretty wide open. And I bet he can just concede a club. Can he afford to concede a club? Yeah, he can afford to concede a club himself now with the entry, because he doesn't have to worry about them setting up the forefront spade. So he unblocks diamonds. And then his spade. Now he has 8 tricks. He still needs a 9th. Okay, so eventually they continued. East continued partner's defense with the club, which his partner won, but now the clubs were splitting 3-3 because I guess a club was pitched on the diamonds. Because West wants to keep the 4th spade to guard. So he just was able to cash his club in time. He actually had it a little easier than I did. I had to think a little more. Board 2, we went down in 3-0. That was the abysmal 8-card heart suit that ran. It looks like our opponent doubled them in 4 hearts. He did not open his balanced 15 count 1-0, but instead downgraded it to a club. Left-hand opponent did the pretty obvious 4 hearts, and with the king of clubs on side, like, they make 4 hearts. So, or he didn't double. I guess his partner doubled. His partner is 10. Diamonds. So really, the power zone of this hand is letting them make 4 hearts. Board 3, we set that 3 clubs by opening a club. Here, South also opened light, but he psyched the shorter diamond. I find that interesting. Looks like he seems a little screwy with the robot since he opened the 15 count a club and opened his 11 count a shorter minor. So it looks like he's screwing around a little bit and ended up in a pretty wonky 3-0 because partner just made a competitive bid on diamonds. And I guess he decided if I'm not going to play in my 6-card fitted 3 level, I might as well try for game. And it looks like that went pretty poorly for him. Went down 2, which seems like a pretty good escape because they only have 20 points. So he made 1. I guess that's not expected. Board 4, we went down in 4 spades because of the garbage spade break, and we had pretty much quick losers. He again sort of was screwing around here, lied with a diamond, never showed his spades, and honestly got to a 3-0 that I think has pretty good chances. Yeah. So we got the heart lead. And you should be able to hook spades for 4 spades, 2 hearts, a club. The use of diamonds, and I guess you can pick something else up along the way. Like another diamond, because those are on side. Is this still making? No. I don't know why it makes, because I only counted 8 tricks too. I don't know, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with it. He was in a weird contract. It pushed. Board 5, we're in spades again. He's also screwing around here. Again, refusing to play in the 8-card major suit fit. And I guess 3-0 makes, because you can pick up the spade. Maybe he guessed spades wrong. Oh no, he can't guess spades wrong, because he sees the shortness. But looks like he failed to set up his clubs for whatever reason. I guess he went for 3-3 diamonds instead. I don't know. I'm not going to pay a lot of attention to that. And then he went down in the last one, which is ultimately what gave the contract to us. He also doubled like I did, and actually rose right to 4, which isn't a terrible bid. How did he go down here? Covered like me, hooked the king. Looking a lot like me, but he hooked the heart early. Which I guess he can afford to do. Yeah, you can afford to do that early, I guess. But you can't continue because the 9 covering is an important part later with Trump Furrow. So he really should have done what I did and I guess toss out a diamond early for the pitch. Because remember, I didn't rely on the hearts. I set up the diamond for the pitch, and then I only needed to run the 9 for 3 heart tricks. Where when you go for your 4th trick and hearts instead of the pitch, I guess you get burnt with the 4-1 break. So we blanked 20-0. Anyway, I hope this was an interesting video. We've redeemed ourselves a little bit. We're now 4-1 in this challenge. 80% isn't so bad. And we're going to see how much further in this we could go. So I hope this was an informative video, and I hope you enjoyed. So play lots of bridge. Stay safe, everyone. Take care.